Hi Whovians, Harry here, and season 2 of Doctor Who is finally here. Yes, episode 1, The Robot Revolution, just dropped, and in this video I'm going to go over just my thoughts on this episode. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe, also leave a like and comment down below, and let's get into the video. So of course, spoiler warning for episode 1, The Robot Revelation. But yeah, this episode was definitely intriguing, and I think it was a better episode 1 than Space Babies from the previous season. But yeah, it was definitely intriguing, some good parts, some bad parts, but I will get to that. But let's first go over the plot of this episode. So the Robot Revolution basically revolves around Belinda Chandra getting a star named after her from her then boyfriend 17 years before this episode takes place, which I think is the 25th of May 2025. So then 17 years later, bringing it up to the present day, Belinda gets kidnapped by these aliens who are from Miss Belinda Chandra 1, and basically it is revealed that the robots kind of run the whole thing under the AI controller, and Belinda sides with the rebels and the Doctor is also part of these rebels, and basically it goes through that, and Belinda and the Doctor eventually meet up with the AI controller, which is her boyfriend from 17 years ago, Alan, and he has become the AI controller, and then he is kind of running this whole world. He made the robots come into control because 10 years ago, the robots and the humans lived together in harmony. But then from 10 years to that day, they started, the robots started being in control and started subjugating the humans. So, the Miss Belinda Chandra kind. And the Doctor and Belinda managed to stop Alan and return the Miss Belinda Chandra 1 to how it was before 10 years ago with the robots and the Miss Belinda Chandra kind. It's really hard to say their race. So that they, of course, are living in harmony together, and then the Doctor and Belinda leave, trying to get back to the 25th of May, but they can't get there because something is stopping the TARDIS from landing there. So they have to go they have to travel around all the time and space until they can finally find a way back to Earth on the 25th of May, where Belinda wants to return to her shift for the hospital. But yes, this episode is quite weird because, there's just a lot of weird things set up for what will hopefully be revealed later in this series. But, of course, I do want to say that this episode picks up exactly where it left off, really, from Joy to the World, with the Doctor just seeming to randomly turn up at this hospital looking for a companion, looking for a friend, and he just seems to randomly settle on on Belinda Chandra, which just seems a bit weird, because it just seems like he's asking for any random person, and that he's a doctor, so he wants a medical patient companion, which is really, really weird. But, why is he just suddenly looking for a random medical companion? But there is good chemistry between the Doctor and Belinda Chandra, with them both having some good, banter back and forth with, of course, the exchange between the Doctor saying, yeah, just call me the Doctor, and Belinda says, well, I'm called the nurse then. And they have a really good back and forth with each other. And, of course, we do have some tension with Belinda wanting to get home and not be involved in the Doctor's adventures, literally saying, I am not one of your adventures, you take me home and then you can do whatever you want, but take me home. But, of course, the Doctor can't take Belinda home because something is going wrong with the TARDIS. But already in this episode, you can see Belinda Chandra is an incredibly caring and intelligent companion, because she is just dropped onto this random world where she is told that she is the queen, and all these people, the Miss Belinda Chandra kind, are blaming her, saying that it's her fault that they're under the robot's rule, and she is just dropped into this random world. But you can see that when they are brought into the rebel base, she is caring for these people that have been hurt and damaged by these robots when they are fighting against them. And of course, that shows that she is incredibly caring, using her nurse skills to help the Miss Belinda Chandra kind. And it also shows how she is incredibly intelligent, because she asks the doctor before she does any medical work that, do the Miss Belinda Chandra kind have the same anatomy as humans? And basically they do. There is only a slight difference, but it shows that she is incredibly intelligent, that she has never met aliens before, yet she is thinking straight away, wait, I must check that they are like humans, otherwise I could injure them even further. And it shows that she can take control straight away. She doesn't need to be, she's not just standing in the background waiting for maybe there to be something that she could do. She gets on it herself and starts caring and helping the people of Miss Belinda Chandra 1. And speaking of the people of Miss Belinda Chandra 1, I think there are two standouts in this episode of those aliens. There is Sasha and Manny, and they seem to be the main kind of people that the Miss Belinda Chandra kind of looked up to for their help on overthrowing these robot dictators. So Sasha unfortunately dies pretty soon. We only see 5 minutes of her. But through the time, she is shown to be one of the main figures of this revolution, with her helping the Doctor, and actually the Doctor being acclimatized to this new world by Sasha. And that actually brings us into the fact that the Doctor has been waiting for Belinda Chandra's arrival for 6 months. Because when the robots took Belinda to Miss Belinda Chandra 1, they went through this kind of time fracture, and it messed up time, meaning that the Doctor landed on Miss Belinda Chandra 1 before Belinda did, even though he was following them when she was taken by those robots. And Belinda has only been missing for 2 hours to her, whereas for the Doctor it has been 6 months. And actually this comes back later in this episode, which I will get to later in this video. But unfortunately, Sasha dies pretty soon, and unfortunately the Doctor cries again. 10 out of 12 episodes he has cried in. 10 out of 12. And 2 of those, the 2 that he didn't cry in, were The Giggle and 73 Yards. The Giggle, he wasn't the main Doctor, 14 was, and in 73 Yards, he was in there for basically 2 minutes. 2 minutes! If he had cried in that episode, that would be world record crying pace. And already he is crying again. That is one of the biggest criticisms against this new Doctor, and they don't seem to have fixed it in any way. Yes, I get that Sasha cared for him for 6 months, but we didn't see any of that. And the Doctor has seen closer people to him die before. Why is he crying? But anyway, that's my little rant over with. But the next standout, as I said, is Manny, who seems to be the male Miss Belinda Chandra kind that people seem to look up for with help of overthrowing these robots. He is an incredibly strong human, like Miss Belinda Chandra kind person, actually physically strong and also mentally strong as well. He seems to be another leader that people look up to, with the Doctor literally relying on Manny when the robots are dropping bombs literally right above them. And also, he is a bit emotionally attached to he's quite emotional as well, because when he hears that Sasha has died, he blames Belinda constantly and mocks her with like, "Your Majesty," but of course being very sarcastic and mocking her, saying that it's her fault, she's the queen, she should do something, even though she's just been dropped onto this world. But I do like Manny, and it does turn around eventually that him, the Doctor, and Belinda all get on together once the robots and humans have joined together in harmony, like how it was 10 years ago. And that actually brings me to my next point, because the reveal of who is the big bad guy, who has been commanding these robots to subjugate the humans, and actually is Belinda's ex-boyfriend from 17 years ago. Yes, he was taken by the robots as well, and it was Belinda's fault. And this is when a switch flips for her, that she says that is all her fault. She knows that it was her fault, because she mentioned to the robots that they should take Alan because he was the one that got her the star certificate that made this planet be called Miss Belinda Chandra 1, and the star that they orbit being called Miss Belinda Chandra. And she kind of dumps him right in it. And actually, when they take him, some other robots come and collect him, they travel again through the same time fracture that Belinda and the Doctor travelled through, and he arrives 10 years before, of course, Belinda and the Doctor. So this robot revolution is all his doing, and that is an incredibly good twist. However, they could have sped it up, because I did theorize actually earlier, like when I was watching this, that I thought, oh, is the boyfriend going to be part of, like, is he going to be the big bad guy, because he, of course, is the whole cause for Belinda getting kidnapped. But it kind of seemed to move on and, like, sort of neglect him, so I thought maybe it's not, maybe it's someone else. But then it comes to the reveal where he says the exact same line to Belinda as the AI controller, or the Al controller, as he did as Alan. So, of course, there's parallels there, but you already know it immediately, and yet it takes another couple of minutes before they actually reveal it was Belinda's ex-boyfriend. And you think, as soon as you say that line, you know that is her ex-boyfriend. Why not just drop the reveal then? Why keep it going for another minute? But that is just a little nitpick. The reveal that it is Al is amazing. That it isn't actually the AI controller that these robots follow the orders of, which is what it has seemed like this whole time, is actually the Al controller. Alan, who is a controller, because he was controlling in their relationship, and he arrived before Belinda. So the robot said that he was their king, and he was like, so it's a game, I get to do whatever I want. And he did. He decided to kill people that disagreed with him, and when he became the proper controller, as this, like, being plugged into the computer and the planet, he decided that the robots would subjugate all the humans, and he would be in control. They would appreciate the AI controller, him, but they got it wrong. Of course, no one knew it was Alan before Belinda and the Doctor finally revealed it. And then, of course, they defeat him by using... They both have the Miss Belinda Chandra certificate for what the star is named after, and if they touch, it goes boom. And boom, like how the first Doctor Who episode Barada Seyfried appeared in, boom. Anyway. But Belinda is like, it's all up to me, it's my fault. So she confronts Al and then whips out the star certificate. They both touch, and the Doctor's like, there's going to be a big boom, and he absorbs it because he is the Time Lord. He can absorb all the temporal energy from two of the exact same item touching from different moments in time. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, he can only save Belinda, and Al becomes like a bit of sperm or spit or something. And the tiny little Roomba thing just mops him up. And the Roomba was so cute, my favourite robot. I think there might be merchandise of him. Doctor Who, of course, gets a lot of merchandise, so if there is like a little Roomba, that could be part of a new toy line. He is cute, and he's not a robot that was under there. Like, he wasn't ruling over the people. He was just doing his job cleaning. And yeah, he was so cute. But yeah, Al gets defeated by Belinda and the Doctor. So yeah, the reveal was cool, but I think it could have been done quicker, and it's a shame that we didn't get to see more of him. But it is very good how it was led in that he was shown when that Belinda broke up with him because he was just too controlling and weird, and now in this one he has been controlling the whole of Miss Belinda Chandra 1 with his weird requests. And then of course the Doctor gets the TARDIS restored to him because the robots took it away when he arrived on Miss Belinda Chandra 1, and the Doctor is like, yes, I've got this whole spaceship, so I can take you home. However, he can't take Belinda home, and really he doesn't want to at the start, because he goes, I have seen your descendants before in the 51st century. There is something drawing us together, and Belinda is like, I am not one of your adventures, please just take me home. Shuts him down immediately, and I hope maybe that's not all we get to see of Monday. It does seem like a bit of a cop-out, like just too much of a coincidence. But maybe we'll see more of Monday. Maybe we will see that they are actually fated to be together. But yeah, it does seem like a bit of a cop-out that he just randomly encountered on her descendants. And then, of course, he's like, okay, Belinda, I'll take you home. But they can't get to the 25th of May. So what is happening? Well, is it something to do with Mrs. Flood? Because she was seen at the start of this episode as the neighbour to Belinda Chandra. And it's just funny, she's just like, she sees Belinda get captured by robots and is just having a casual conversation with her. And then it's like, yeah, bye Belinda, have fun. And then the Doctor comes running out screaming, Belinda! And Mrs. Flood is just like to the audience, breaks the fourth wall again like she did in her first appearance in the church on Ruby Road. And she goes, you ain't seen me, to the audience. So like, we can't tell the Doctor, not that he can hear us. But yeah, she breaks the fourth wall again. So is she pulling the strings behind this whole season? I guess we'll only have to wait and see for answers. But of course, it seems like Earth is getting destroyed, because before this episode ends, we see the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, a London taxi, the Great Pyramids, and Belinda's star certificate floating out into the vacuum of space. So, of course, is Earth destroyed? But now for my ranking. I think I would give the Robot Revolution a 6.5 out of 10. Now, yes, it is a good episode, but there are some problems with pacing. It seems to be a bit too fast, going from one thing to another a bit too fast, and there are some unsolved mysteries that need to be explained. But overall, the Robot Revolution is a just really enjoyable episode to watch. But that is just my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this episode, and are you excited for the rest of the 7 episodes of Season 2 of Doctor Who. I know I definitely am. This episode was better than I thought it would be, better than the Season 1 opener, and hopefully this upward trend can continue. But of course, as I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, and also subscribe and share it out, and I will see you in the next one.